Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and this will be the short message before the webinar starts. I can see that the first participant is here as well already. It's Connie. Hello, Connie. Nice to see you. And basically, I want to say that I have checked this recording. This webinar will be available in a recorded version. So recording will be available and I will be sharing it soon after we are through with the live session. And let me see. It's all right. It's about 4 o'clock. We will be also, I will be, of course, waiting for other people to join. I'm not sure really how many will join. I will conduct this webinar irrespective of the number of participants. Also, I want to say that this is the first time I'm doing it in a professional platform for webinars. It is called Zoho, and I'm on a free trial version here. So I hope that more people will join and we will start soon. But basically, it's the let me see. So far, it's I will switch on allow to talk for Connie. It's I'm not sure, still of all the possibilities that there are here. But so far, yes. Oh, hello. There are more people joining. Hello, Ayapan. And yes, so we will wait a little bit more for more people. And while we wait, I want to tell you a bit about who I am and what I do. I will also do it during the talk and exactly what we are going to talk about today and how these things will be done today. So today we will follow a pretty classic scheme. That is, I will give about half an hour talk, perhaps a little bit more, and then there will be time for your questions, for sharing experiences, and this is when I will be able to switch on everybody's everybody's microphones, so that you can ask with voice. But also, while I'm talking, you can write your questions. They will show up here in the Q&A. If you see this tab on the left, in the left upper corner of the screen, and also you can chat. Oh, and I can see somebody already is giving reactions. I was just about to say that you can also react. And I will be very happy if you react. The more you react, the more I understand that you are here, that you are with me. So please, everybody, now it's the emoji button under the sort of in the middle under the screen, and it's called reactions. So I will, put this reaction here, and maybe you can also react just so I understand how many people are here. All right, here, I can see there is also the list of participants. It's very different to Facebook Live. So it's hello, Nancy, and hello, Lorena, and Connie, and Ayapan. And look, so I told you already that you can react and you can communicate with each other, and you can pose me questions that I will answer after the talk that I'm going to give. And also, I have a couple of polls for you, and there will be. We will come to that when I come in my talk to the topic that is relevant for the poll. And also now I'm going to share my my screen. Wait a second, here it is, just to come to my slides, right? And yeah, and I hope that you can see the slides. Wait a second, I think that I did not put them in the full screen. Just a second, I will put them first in the full screen, and then, oh yeah, here we go. Just a second. Share screen again, slides. Here, can you see it? Can you see my slides? It should say sleep and blood pressure, what happens at night?
Yes.
All right, very good, Connie, thank you. So tonight we're going to talk, and I'm sorry, I will not be always looking in the camera. I will be looking at my notes mostly. So tonight we're going to talk about something that most people with high blood pressure have never properly got explanations. And there is actually what happens to blood pressure during sleep. But first, a brief introduction. You know me as the admin of the Facebook group Blood Pressure Health. I also blog at bloodpressure.me, and I'm a coach. I coach people in blood pressure related topics. This is, and I will end this this talk with explanations of 3 different cases that I want to present to you. And also, I have started a digital health company that develops apps to support people with high blood pressure. But so basically, yeah, that was the slide where I supposed to be telling you about who I am. Anyway, so what we're going to cover here. First of all, when blood pressure is discussed, the focus is usually on daytime numbers. We talk about readings taken in the clinic, at home in the morning, or after stress. But what is often overlooked is that blood pressure follows a 24-hour rhythm. And for many people, the most important part of that rhythm happens at night. During the session, I will explain what normally happens to blood pressure before sleep, how it behaves in light sleep, deep sleep, and the so-called REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, and what the night dip really means, why some people do not experience the night dip, and how nightmares and awakenings influence the cardiovascular regulation, what the early morning surge is, and how sleep apnea raises blood pressure. And also, of course, how medications can affect the sleep physiology and hence blood pressure. At the end, I will explain in detail how I work with people who have hypertension and sleep problems together, and I will give concrete examples so that you can understand exactly how this works in real life. But before we move into physiology, I would like to sort of understand who is here. And for this, I want to put a new, the first poll on. So this is the poll that should come up now at your screens. And it's basically just a question if you have sleep problems. Like, do you have sleep problems? Yes, no, not sure, don't know. Well, of course, there is also an option don't want to share. And I will wait for a bit of time and see. All right. Okay, so we have all already answered. And the result is here that, well, we have now 4 people. So 3 or 4 have sleep problems and 1 not sure, which is kind of interesting. Wait a second, I will come back to my slides. Because, you know, when this is done on large groups, there is always a, and this is what many researchers note, that it is very often that people answer not sure. And this uncertainty really matters because sleep problems are not always obvious. You know, you may fall asleep quickly and still have unstable sleep. You may feel that you sleep normally and still experience repeated autonomic activation during the night. And now, when I use the term autonomic activation, I'm referring to activation of the autonomic nervous system, which is the part of your nervous system that regulates heart rate, blood pressure, breathing, digestion, and it does it automatically, which means without conscious control, without sort of you consciously commanding it. So tonight we are not just talking about whether you feel tired or not. We are talking about how your heart rate and blood vessels are doing while you sleep. And here I want to start not in the night, but before that, in the evening. Now, let's begin with kind of what happens before we even fall asleep. So sleep begins as a biological shift, not with closing your eyes. Your body, according to the circadian pattern, operates in a way that if you might have heard this term, but basically it means the 24-hour long biological clock. And this circadian rhythm regulates sleep, hormone release, temperature, and alertness. In the evening, if your rhythm is aligned, several coordinated changes occur. The core body temperature slightly decreases, and then melatonin rises. Now, melatonin is a hormone produced in the brain that signals darkness and prepares the body for sleep. Cortisol declines. Cortisol is a stress hormone, but you know it is often called as such. However, more precisely, it is a hormone that regulates alertness and energy exchange. At the same time, the autonomic nervous system shifts balance. That part of it that is called fight or flight system reduces its activity, and the other part that is called rest and digest system becomes more dominant. So when this rest and digest tone increases, our heart rate slows and blood pressure begins to decline gently. This decline before sleep sets up the nighttime dip. If the evening is filled with stress, late night exposure, alcohol, heavy meals, or very intense cognitive activity like going to a very bright concert or a rock show, this sympathetic activity, that is the fight or flight system, may actually remain activated for longer than it should. And in that case, when you go to bed, your body has not fully transitioned in the recovery state, and the early sleep may be lighter and more unstable. This matters because the night builds on how the evening ends. Now, let's go to the sleep architecture. Sleep cycles. Basically, there are several different sleep cycles, or they are called stages. They take approximately they shift approximately every 90 minutes. This pattern is called sleep architecture, meaning the structure of sleep across the night. The first relevant stage is the light sleep. You see it on the left part of the slide. Light sleep is transitional. During light sleep, heart rate slows compared to wakefulness, and blood pressure decreases modestly. However, the brain remains responsive, which means that small disturbances can trigger extra brain activity that is called arousal. It has nothing to do with sexual arousal. It's simply the activity that is a brief shift toward wakefulness. Even if you don't remember it, your nervous system activates. Next comes the deep sleep. And the deep sleep, it is also called a slow wave sleep. It is called slow wave because brain electrical activity slows and becomes more synchronized, which can be measured using an electroencephalogram or EEG. It's basically a device that records brain activity. The deep sleep is the most is when you actually rest, when your heart and all other parts of your cardiovascular system actually rest. During sleep, the rest and digest part of our nervous system dominates, while the so-called sympathetic activity, so the fight and flight activity, decreases. The heart rate slows even further. The blood pressure reaches its lowest sustained levels. And this reduction actually is called the nocturnal dip. A normal nocturnal dip means blood pressure decreases by roughly 10 to 20% compared to daytime averages. If someone's daytime systolic pressure, the top number reflecting pressure when the heart contracts, averages, let's say, 140 millimeters Hg, and the normal nighttime dip would bring it to approximately 112 to 126 millimeter mercury. When that dip does not occur, this pattern is actually called in medical language non-dipping. And non-dipping, doctors said that non-dipping has been associated with increased long-term cardiovascular risk, which in other words means that non-dipping has to be avoided. Now, let's take the next phase, which is the REM sleep. Very interesting, the most interesting phase or stage of sleep. REM, REM, stands for rapid eye movement. REM sleep is when the most vivid dreaming occurs. During REM sleep, the brain becomes highly active, breathing becomes irregular, and autonomic regulation becomes more variable. That variability means that both parts of both patterns of the nervous system actually fluctuate. They kind of are active together. So both the rest and digest and the fight and flight, they work together. For blood pressure, it means brief bursts, especially during emotionally intense dreams. These REM periods become longer toward morning, which partly explains the increased instability of blood pressure in the second half of the night. Now, I also want to take this is when I want to do the second poll. Wait a second, back to the list. Yeah, here is the poll about the specific experiences. It's basically, I would like you to answer I experience, and then, well, I can see some people already answered. It is fragmented sleep, waking up for the bathroom, bad dreams, sleep apnea, difficulty falling asleep, and hard time getting up. Because basically, I want to go through all of them. I can see that 5 out of 6 people voted already, and I will just very quickly share the results. Yeah, everybody. So of 6 people present here, 4 experience fragmented sleep, 3 wake up for the bathroom in the middle of the night, also 3 experience bad dreams, and 2 have difficulty falling asleep. Fortunately, no sleep apnea, and nobody has hard time getting up of those people who are present here, and this is great. Now, I want to go back to the slides, and I want to here. Because the fragmented sleep is, as we saw, 4 out of 6 people mentioned that we have they experience it. Let's talk about it in a little bit more detail. So fragmented sleep means repeated awakenings or these extra brain activities that is called arousals. Each arousal increases the sympathetic activity, which is the one that says fight or flight. Each increase can raise heart rate and blood pressure temporarily. Waking up for the bathroom, known medically as nocturnia, when frequent, involves posture changes, and also, of course, the increased activity of the nervous system. The bad dreams often occur during the REM sleep and may trigger blood pressure, well, very serious increases in blood pressure. Actually, I have recently read a paper, a research paper that claimed that they were recording up to 30, 40, 50 millimeters mercury raises there in result of bad dreams. But then they were very short spikes. Now, about the sleep apnea, I will go very quickly for it because nobody told that you are experiencing it. It's very good, but basically it involves repeated breathing interruptions. This is when airflow stops, the oxygen drops, and I will skip through a number of steps, but blood pressure typically spikes in result. And the worst thing is that it can happen dozens or even 100 times per night. Now, in the early morning, cortisol naturally rises. And that part of our nervous system that is called fight or flight, this tone, the sympathetic tone, increases. Your transition from lying down to standing, and when you transition, you activate the what medical researchers call cardiovascular reflexes. So this is how your cardiovascular system operates automatically without any conscious control. This process, this produces the morning surge, which is actually the normal increase in blood pressure after waking up. But in some of us, the morning surge is exaggerated. It is, and that's why it has to be addressed. Here, the measurement matters. Measuring immediately upon waking up while anxious can exaggerate these readings even further. A proper measurement involves sitting quietly for several minutes prior to the first measurement. Now, let's have a look at, let's say, practical part, because this was all explanation of the sort of the theory, but how actually we are going to, I'm working based on these facts that I just told you. So when I work with hypertensive patients who have sleep problems, it is one very important thing that I never start with a generic advice. I start with pattern mapping. Because first of all, and this is, I'm now talking about the ideal situation, is that we analyze the 24-hour blood pressure pattern. and we need to have it for that. So we look at the morning readings, evening readings, variability, and any available 24-hour ambulatory monitoring. This is a device that measures blood pressure automatically for day and night. Second, we analyze sleep architecture in terms of behavior. We look at bedtime, wake time, wakenings, dream intensity, alcohol timing, caffeine timing, stress levels, and possible also apnea symptoms. And then out of this, we identify the dominant driver. Now, in this framework, I tried to present what I just told you about, and you can see here that it starts with pattern mapping, and then we identify the trigger, what triggers problems related to sleep and blood pressure, and then we try to formulate the targeted lifestyle intervention. Then we track the data, and then we when did we adjustments? I have even placed adjustments twice here on purpose, because adjustments always come in two phases. You adjust, you see what the client comes back with, and then you do further adjustments to the same things. So actually the first case I wanted to illustrate is in fact fragmented sleep. So one client came to me with high blood pressure at night, and the pattern that was clearly non-dipping, which meant that her blood pressure did not fall during sleep the way it normally should. She did not have sleep apnea, but she was waking up many times each night, even though she did not remember most of those awakenings. We have monitored it. She had a watch to do it, the smart watch that with a motion tracker. Over about 4 hours of coaching spread across several weeks, we worked step by step on stabilizing her sleep. We fixed her wake-up time, reduced stimulation in the evening, treated mild acid reflux that was disturbing her sleep, and practiced how to stay calm during these brief awakenings instead of starting to think or worry. She kept simple sleep and blood pressure notes between sessions. And after 2 months, her nighttime blood pressure dropped, and the new 24-hour measurement showed that her normal night dip had returned. This improvement came from reducing repeated stress reactions during the night. Then also, I had another client who experienced early morning spikes. It meant that very high blood pressure in the early morning, often around 160 systolic, even though he was taking the medications correctly. He woke up every morning around 4 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. with his mind racing about work. Over 5 coaching hours, we mapped exactly what was happening. He was waking during the dream stage of sleep, which naturally makes the nervous system more active. And then immediately he started thinking about problems. We worked on the 2 main things. First, he wrote down the next day tasks every evening so that they would not circle in his head at night. And we spent quite a lot of time on removing these dreams from his immediate thinking to those notes. And second, he followed a calm morning routine, no phone, slow breathing for a few minutes, measuring blood pressure only after sitting quietly. Within 8 weeks, his morning readings dropped into 140 something. It is not ideal, but they became much more stable. What changed was his stress reaction at the moment of awakening. And then there was a third client who I want to talk to you about, who had unstable blood pressure and frequent awakenings around 2 a.m. He did not have sleep apnea, but he drank alcohol every evening, not big amounts though, because he believed it helped him sleep. Over 3 coaching hours, we gradually reduced the alcohol intake and moved it earlier into the evening, like earlier. So it was sort of at 6, not at 9. And within 6 weeks, his awakenings became less frequent, and his nighttime blood pressure became more stable, and his morning readings improved by about 10 to 15 millimeters mercury. The key was reducing the repeated stress signals in the body during the night. And here I tried to formulate the core principle that of the work that I'm doing with regards to sleep and blood pressure. That is, try to reduce the nighttime activation and to restore stability and to support this autonomic balance. So it's all about balance between activation and stability. But the thing is that this work is personal and there is really no single solution for this. Now, if what you have heard tonight resonates with you, and you recognize that your blood pressure pattern may be connected to your sleeping pattern, then I want you to know that there is something that can be analyzed and improved systematically. After this webinar ends, you will be presented with my Calendly page. It's simply an online scheduling tool that allows you to book a meeting with me in the time that suits you. And in this initial meeting, we can review your blood pressure patterns, your sleep patterns, and determine whether a structured sleep-focused hypertension coaching plan is appropriate. I want to finalize my talk with one important message. You do not need to guess, and you do not need to experiment blindly. You can approach this systematically. So I want to thank you for your attention to this talk and for the participation, and I would like now to open the floor to your questions. And I will just stop sharing, and also I hope that I will be able to open for microphones of everybody. But it will be great if you could also write your questions. It is my first time at this platform, so next time I hope I will be doing things quicker. And I can see that we have one raised hand. Just a second. It's Nancy, Clara, and Paul. Right. So if anybody has any questions, please write them. All right. Can BP meds cause nights? Do you mean nightmares, Nancy? Because the question came from Nancy. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Right. So it's can blood pressure medication cause nightmares? I haven't heard of it. I've never read about anything like that. I doubt they would, because blood pressure medications relax in most cases. The combinations of blood pressure medications that you take actually they relax your arteries, and for example, beta blockers even slow the blood flow. So I don't think it's possible. I mean, No, sorry, I don't. I'm not say I don't think it's possible. Everything is possible. It's just very unlikely. Thank you. Yes, please, Lauren.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. So, basically, I take losartan in the morning, and around, 9 p.m., I feel so sleepy. But then at, 10 p.m., I have to take the metoprolol 12.5, which is, a small dose. But when I
Hmm?
take the metoprolol, then, it's difficult to fall asleep. I don't know
Oh,
why
right.
the
Yeah.
change.
Um, of course, I will not provide any medical advice. Yeah. So for any changes in the medications, you have to address your doctor. But the this kind of sleepiness may, I mean, losartan, I'm actually on losartan as well, 100 milligrams a day, twice a day, 50 in the morning, 50 in the evening. Uh, and that's why I have looked up on all what is possible, what people call the registered side effects. And yes, this sleepiness is a registered side effect of losartan, but it has a very low incidence. I have never experienced it. Yeah, the metoprolol, as far as I remember, if I pronounce the name of this drug, it's also a known medication, very widely used in blood pressure control. If I, to be frank, I simply don't know, but it's possible to look up how it affects sleep. You can do it on rxlist.com or drugs.com. These are the two uh, websites where most blood pressure, where most registered side effects are mentioned, are listed. I will put it here uh, in the RX list. Yeah, in the chat.
Okay.
But the thing is that if it affects you a lot, you will have to discuss it with your doctor. I mean, this is because it maybe what you will need is not the change of medications, but simply change of timing. Uh,
Yeah. And this is only happening like 2 days ago. Like before, yeah, I was able to sleep, but yeah, I don't know why. Mhm.
if I suggest that you talk to your doctor if this pattern continues. If it
Okay.
continues for over, let's say, 2 weeks, and you can come over to your doctor and say that, look, I started losartan, a couple of days, everything was fine, and then I start getting this, I'm sleepy, and then the other medication makes me wake up, so maybe we can adjust the timing.
Yeah. Okay. That works. Thank you.
Welcome. Right. Uh, Anybody else? Just a second. I will see if there are any. Yeah. Um, okay. The question from Connie. Is it okay to rely more on the blood pressure reading 30 minutes after waking than the initial wake up morning search reading? Yes, of course. When we wake up, our blood pressure right that moment, our blood pressure in most cases will be high, and then the this is because of the adrenaline and the cortisol are naturally going up when we go from sleep to waking up. And so, yeah, of course, better to wait for 30 minutes, and also not to forget in the morning. People tend to forget that you actually have to sit down and wait for 5 minutes quietly before you measure. Because we always think that, oh, it's all, we just woke up. Why should I sit again? It's right. Now, the next question is from Paul Bass. My blood pressure responds to deep breathing and it drops when I go deep breathing. It's very good, Paul. It is extremely high in the morning, and when I read it back to back, it elevates fast, and I think it's the anxiety. I truly believe my pressure is driven by my autonomic nervous system because of how it responds to breathing. I just want to get it normal again. I take Valsartan and Carvedilol. Uh, no, it's very good that your system is so reactive. Mm, because then it means that if your body responds to deep breathing, it also points to that it may respond to any other things. So from what you write, it's the anxiety behind your behind such significant shifts, and the blood pressure control is the aim of basically all this sort of professional activity that I'm doing. And the goal there is not to achieve that sort of the permanently one value, which is impossible, but a normal, what they call a normal fluctuation. That is the fluctuation with a magnitude of 10 to 20 millimeters mercury throughout the day. Right. And so the next, yeah, oh, that's a very interesting question from Connie. Does it take a heart monitor to detect dipping pattern during nighttime sleep? So basically, Connie asked, as far as I understand, about how to measure the blood pressure at night. Is that right, Connie?
Yes.
Yeah.
The nighttime dipping.
Yeah. It's there are several ways to do it. Well, there are several ways to do it out of the clinic. There are, of course, the clinical ways to measure blood pressure. That means when they insert the device in your blood artery. But let's not talk about the extreme situation. The most typical way to measure blood pressure at night is to have automatic blood pressure 24 hours blood pressure monitoring system. I tried it several times. I do not understand how it is possible to use reliably, because it is basically a blood pressure monitor that switches on automatically, and it is attached. It has the same cuff. So once an hour, I'm sleeping, and once an hour, my arm becomes like, so of course I wake up, and just because it goes on every hour, I cannot fall asleep, and because I did not sleep all night, my blood pressure rises crazy throughout the night, and that's why. So I don't know, but that's what it here in Denmark. That's what clinics and doctors and hospitals mostly use. For now. The other way to do it is this. This is the Huawei medical device watch, that has the program called automatic blood pressure measurement, and you can regulate it also, so even to, I think, once in 15 minutes. And actually, I tried this, and I don't wake up. So this is a way to measure. However, again, in my experience, yes, it is a medical device. Yes, it's a great thing to have it on the go, but it gives lower numbers than my Omron cup, the Omron Evolve that I have as a kind of preference for everything. And fortunately, the difference between Huawei and Omron is stable, so I kind of understand where I am and can add. And then there are new tools that to measure blood pressure that come to the market. They are in the some of them have already been clinically validated. I'm talking about the process that is called photoplexmography, or the technology in short called PPG. You might have seen it in this Facebook group of ours where I posted pictures of me with the sort of spots, like red spots going on when it is being measured. I mean, this technology is already, I have already integrated it in the Hattori app. You can try it there, but again, you will have to wake up. So I think the smartwatch is, we're just about the when this becomes better. Omron has also produced a watch called Heart Guide, and it is also a medical device. But of course, we cannot trust we can only trust those smartwatches that were certified as medical devices, because most of them have not so far. Right.
Leo,
Yes,
thank you.
you're welcome, Connie. Then the next question by Lorena, can we take melatonin with losartan? Yes, we can. Confirmed, no problems. Work very well for sleep. I mean, when I have problems with sleep, I take melatonin. I mean, not much, but now, at what frequency should we be measuring blood pressure at home? Asked Sayapan, with a home monitor and log it for reference. You mean, Sayapan, do you mean how frequently to measure, how often to measure blood pressure at home? I guess that's what Sayapan is asking about. It's a very big question, to be frank. But in short, we have to measure blood pressure as often as the doctor told us to do it. And if the doctor did not tell us to do it, we better ask the doctor. Measuring it too often raises blood pressure. I passed through, and we all, everybody who have been hypertensive for like 10, 15, 20 years, we have all been in these situations or stages or phases when we were measuring our blood pressure all the time. You know, some years ago, I remember I was trying to figure out what my baseline was. I was very worried. So I started measuring blood pressure 3 times a day, 3 times each time. So 9 times a day. And when I told about it to my cardiologist, he said like, look, this fact already raises your blood pressure. So it's hard to say. There is no universal number for for everyone. And that's pretty much everything I can say about it, to be frank. Now, the next question is by Lynn. Whatever time I take BP meds, my blood pressure will still go very high after about 3 hours. Oh, I'm very sorry to hear it. Have tried many and even short nap, and it will make it high. Yeah, a short nap will definitely make it high. on candesartan at the moment and small dose metoprolol for AFib. Now I take. I'm sorry. Like I will just read it. You can all read it in the questions and answers. I will just look at it also to the end because it's a long question. So I might now take consultant. Right. Three. Right. I see. So Lynn basically describes the situation when she is the well. There are several things that I want to reply to. The first thing that if Lynn, if your blood pressure medications work in the way that they only work for 3 hours, and you are sure about it, I mean that you have been measuring it enough to state this. That is not only 1 or 2 times, but this is a pattern that, you know, and this is how it works for you on average. I suggest that you take it to your doctor because the modern blood pressure medications, including the ones that I mean, all sartans are for at least 12 hours. And these are the quick release versions. There are also long release versions that work 24 hours. In fact, there are blood pressure medications, I mean, of other drug classes, but like, for example, amlodipine that most of us know, it actually works from 30 to 50 hours. So it's, this is the first thing I wanted to react to. And then the second is that you write that a short nap, like in the daytime, will make it go high, will make your blood pressure go high. Yes, you know, many people believe that siestas, you know, what in the Latin and Spanish part of the world, they have this wonderful custom that many Danes are so envious about, is that they take a nap, afternoon nap, like a sleep, short sleep. But in fact, in many cases, it actually raises blood pressure. Why? Because we don't move and we do not experience the nighttime dip in the daytime. In this short nap, we achieve the light phase of sleep, light stage, and that's it. So that's a known story, by the way. Now about the specific questions to medications, if you again better you pose them to your doctor, but I will be happy to answer them in direct message if you can write to me directly about it. Right. Yeah. I understand time interval and how often of blood pressure measuring. That's the. I understand. And also, oh, is that, sorry, this is the new interface, so I don't see, oh yeah, that's Lynn also added. To her last question is that the medications seem to work longer when she stays awake. Wow, that's very interesting. Look, this is where my knowledge ends, guys. I cannot answer this question. I don't know it. I will need to look it up. It's logically, it can be two ways. So I will need to look it up to answer this question. If the question is, you know, if blood pressure medications actually work longer if a person stays awake. Yeah, I'll post about it in the group. All right. So those, Lynn, thank you for the questions. Right. So we have We have been together for an hour almost. I want to thank you, everybody who have joined joined this webinar. And I will see that the recording will be shared to the group. I said it now as if there are anybody else who does it besides me, but I will. Yeah, I just it's the first time I'm doing it on this platform, so I don't really know 100% if it's available. But I tried to do the test recording before this webinar, and yes, I could share it. So thank you very much, everybody, and I want
Thank you,
to
Leo.
thank you, and please book sessions with me, but also I will be doing more of these webinars. This platform is much better than the doing it on Facebook Live. Thanks so much, and bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Leo.
Thank you.